Graphic design, huge passion of mine, along with technology and computers and video games and many things in this world actually, but graphic design is way up there in the list. Well, for one, I've been doing it for years. Two, it pays the bills because that's primarily what I do nowadays besides YouTube videos and everything. And three, it's just a great way of expressing my creativity. After all, I am the creative one, so I like to live up to that name when possible. What am I getting at here? Today's Ask a Question video comes from Dylan for Tech. He did not put a link, but Dylan, if you watch this video, just comment below and I'll put it in the video description to your YouTube or whatever you want. So he says, well, first of all, the main question is, where do you find your jobs for graphic design? And then he goes on saying, hey David, hello Dylan. I am wondering, where do you find your jobs for graphic design? I have recently gotten my degree, and I'm wondering where you find your jobs for it. Thanks. P.S. I love your videos and how your logos look. Thank you very much, Dylan. I take a lot of pride in my graphic design, so I try to make my designs very simple and clean and to the point. There goes that clock. Anyway, getting to the question, how do you find graphic design jobs? I should say, first of all, guys, I primarily work online. That's pretty obvious. So this video is going to concentrate on my few recommendations online only. In terms of local, that's really up to you to go out and look for jobs and use your resumes and, use your resumes. That sounds professional. I meant hand out your resumes and promote them. Okay, so getting to the main question, how do you find graphic design jobs? First of all, I should say, check your local newspapers, check your local online listings. Yes, I said newspapers even though they're dying. But yeah, check out the local classifieds online and see what people are searching for. Even if it's an individual looking for a graphic design job like a logo, or maybe it's a church wanting to redesign their website. You never know what kind of work's out there. Do not be afraid to go out. Do not be afraid to call people up, email people. Just look for jobs. It never hurts to ask or look around. It never hurts to ask. Okay, so shifting gears a bit, let's talk about online services. In my opinion, it's much more exciting and, well, it's what I do. First up is Craigslist. You guys all know what Craigslist is. Craigslist is not only for selling items such as, your Xbox or your computers or furniture or whatever you're selling. Craigslist is actually a great source for looking for graphic design work. It's actually how I started. Now, if you're new to this, you probably have to start out small. I used to literally sell logo designs for as cheap as like $50. $50 is extremely cheap for a logo design, trust me. You're kind of ripping yourself off, but to get big, you gotta start out small. As they say, you gotta spend money to make money. And in a way, you are spending money because, well, you're losing time and money in the process. But the point is, start out small, build a name for yourself, and over time, you'll get maybe even more gigs from that same client, or maybe that client will recommend you to another client. Number two is Fiverr. That's Fiverr.com. I am on Fiverr, fiverr.com/David Franco. Basically what Fiverr is it's a website focused around buying and selling gigs that cost just $5. Kind of like adfor5.com. That's my website. I just launched a holiday special for Gold Sweats. If you want to check it out, just get adfor5.com. Links below. Anyway, back to Fiverr. Fiverr is a great website. I have made, and this isn't me bragging, I'm just giving you some stats to, to share what you could possibly make. With Fiverr.com, I've probably made about $250 so far, which is a lot of gigs because they take $1 out of each gig, so you earn $4 per gig, but that's how they make their money, so I don't blame them. But if you do basic jobs such as graphic design, tips, or maybe even a basic logo such as an avatar, that's $4 for you. And those $4 can add up really quickly. And I realize, kind of like Craigslist, you're starting out small, but because of Fiverr alone, you could gain more gigs from that same client or other similar clients because essentially you're getting your foot in the door. Even if it means being cheap in the beginning, that could easily lead to $100 gigs, $200 gigs, and so on. Okay, so next up is elance.com. That's elance.com. Honestly, I don't use it. I've never used it. But I do know people that do use it, and they love it. elance.com, let me just go there real quick, just to give you guys an idea. Their whole slogan at the top, their site title, outsource to freelance professionals, experts, and consultants. Basically, you can advertise yourself, and people will search, such as, you do logo designs for your, primary work or your primary focus. And if I'm looking for logo design, I could go there and find you in the directory and you get paid. I mean, it's great. I don't know if it's free. It's free to post your jobs. For instance, when you go to elance.com/post, you're asked if you want to hire or you want to work. Say you want to work, find clients, get hired, get paid. There you go. Then continue. Then you can list your email address, your username, and all that stuff. And you actually have the option of listing yourself as an individual or a business. Now, you're most likely an individual since you're watching this video. I'm kind of just assuming. But even if you are a business, it does work with businesses. Anyway, I gotta be honest, I really know nothing about Elance in terms of personal experience. I just know a lot of people out there do love Elance, and well, as it says on their homepage, over 500,000 rated and tested professionals to choose from. So, gotta be honest, it might be a little tough getting your foot in the door, being one out of those over 500,000 pros, but at least it's worth a try. Well, that about wraps up this question from Dylan for Tech. Again, thank you very much, Dylan, for your question. And as usual, I like to, promote Audible. This free audiobook is Zen and the Arts of Making a Living, a practical guide to creative career design. So you can get this audiobook for free below by going to audibletrial.com/thecreativeone, and then, signing up, it's free. Really no strings attached. You can cancel at any time and then keep the audiobook, which I think is awesome. I'm really glad to be able to share this information because I'm always getting people asking about my graphic design work and where I get clients. I'm not claiming to be a pro, but I will say I've gained a lot of experience within the past 5 years in terms of college and clients and learning through self-experience and all that stuff. So I feel like this is important advice to share, and this audiobook will definitely help. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Your support means the world to me. And if you want more videos like this, just head on over to ddefranco.com/ask to, submit your question. And in the process, well, if I do choose your question, well, you get brand exposure, which in my eyes is always good. I will see you in the next video.